And it's now time for the return of Legal Landscape. And Legal Landscape is Season 6, Episode 1, with the exciting title, Give It Back With Money. In light of the recent saga of misappropriated funds by investment and securities firm, several investors and members of the public are up in arms as to the unscrupulous act conducted. So consequently, many questions have been raised regarding the legal course of action that one could take to recoup their fleeting investment. In today's episode of The Legal Landscape, managing partner at DunnCox Attorneys-at-Law, Emile Leiba, will provide some general legal counsel, some legal guidance on a plausible course of action. Good afternoon, Emile.
Good afternoon. How are you?
You know, I am always fair to find fabulous and trying to be fit, but I'm really looking forward to what you have to say today. It's good to speak with you.
All right. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So, Emile, what do you do when someone or an institution owes you money and is not paying it back?
Well, the first thing you need to assess is whether or not you are throwing good money after bad. You know, it may sound like a hard statement, but there are times when if you have loan money or someone owes you money and that entity is what they call defunct, meaning that it's not operating or the person doesn't appear to have any assets, then you have to first make that assessment as to whether or not it makes sense. Because lawyers are not that cheap, although we're cost effective, many times. You first need to do that assessment as to whether or not there's a reasonable prospect of getting back your money. Once it is that you have that reasonable prospect, the first step an attorney would usually take is write a letter of demand, as we have seen circulating in the media recently. Mm-hmm. That's your first non-court step is that letter of demand.
So a letter of demand is the first step. And Are there any other steps in finding out where your money went?
Well, the court actually gives you a fair number of options. You can secure what they call a search order, which is basically where the court says, okay, you can go along with an independent attorney to search the premises for material that may be relevant to the claim that you want to bring. Now, it's not a search warrant, so you can't bring police and knock down people's door and that type of thing, but it is an order that can assist you in trying to, locate information if it is that, you're not being told anything.
We're speaking with Emile Leiba. It is Season 6, Episode 1 of Legal Landscape, and today the topic is Give It Back With Money. We have managing partner at DunnCox Attorneys-at-Law, Emile Leiba, with us. Emile, if someone has defrauded you and used your money to purchase assets in their name, can you sell those assets?
Via a roundabout route, but yes. What you probably want to do is first get what they call a freezing order, meaning that an order of the court preventing the person from selling those assets so that they're still available for you to enforce once you have a judgment. Because once you secure a judgment, that means that the court has said that you are owed that certain sum of money that you are claiming. One of the ways that you can enforce it is by the sale of assets owned by that person, even if they didn't specifically use your money to purchase those assets.
But once their name is on it, then fair game.
Exactly.
All right. So if someone used your money to make a profit without your permission, can you have that profit paid to you as well?
The simple answer is yes. Yes, you could require what they call them to do an account of profits. So if they have misused your funds, let's say with the thought that they take your money, they see some investment opportunity, they make money on your money and conceptually pay you back, you would be entitled, or you could be entitled to get the benefit of that profit because they have wrongfully used your money without your consent, to make that money.
And I guess here's one everyone wants me to ask you today, Emile. How do you stop someone from spending your money before you have the chance to get it back?
That would be the same freezing order. So you would need to basically maintain the status quo because, as you know, court matters can take a few years. So you want to ensure that by the time, you've fought and you've proven that you're in the right, that there are those funds available. It should also be made a point that this is different from having a security in your name. So if it's a securities dealer and a security is in your name, then you'd be entitled to that security right away without the need for a court order.
And how long does it all take?
3 years on average if the claim is defended. If they don't oppose, meaning that they don't file a defense, they don't deny that you are entitled to what you are claiming, then you could secure what's known as a default judgment within a year.
Well, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you so very much for joining us. Managing partner at DunnCox Attorneys-at-Law, Emile Leiba, giving us the response today for Give It Back When Money. We certainly hope it's been beneficial. And if you need any further legal advice, contact DunnCox at 876-922-1500 or visit the website www.dunncox.com for more information. Emile, once again, thank you so very much for joining us today. Very helpful.
Thank you for having me. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Have a good evening too. A pleasure. Oi. Money, it's what everyone wants to make sure that they have in the pocket, right? Or at least if it's not in your pocket, in your book. Join us next week. We'll have episode 2 of season 6 of The Legal Landscape.